Welcome to Horoscope Reads, the place where every zodiac soul speaks its unfiltered truth. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell because here we explore the rawest emotions with open hearts. Today, we uncover the sign that breaks your heart the most, starting from the most caring to the cruelest. 12. Virgo, the one who tries not to hurt you, even when they leave. Virgo enters your life like a gentle whisper, quiet but steady. They don't storm in with fireworks or grand declarations. Instead, they approach with calm precision, measured steps, and a gaze that observes every detail in silence. There's something almost sacred in how Virgo loves practical, thoughtful, attentive to the tiniest gesture but never loud or overwhelming. Their love is a subtle craft, built in the background where nobody sees but everything matters. When Virgo decides to leave, it's rarely a dramatic exit. They slip away quietly, not because they don't care, but because their nature is to avoid unnecessary pain both for you and for themselves. Their departure feels like a missing piece in your daily routine, an invisible absence that you can't quite put into words. It's a slow realization, a soft echo that grows louder over time. Virgo's love doesn't burn with flames that scorch the soul, it cleanses wounds gently, with meticulous care, leaving a faint but pure mark. They never demand recognition. They never seek to be unforgettable. They simply aim to do right by you and by themselves. But the irony is that their subtlety makes their absence linger like a quiet ache. An unsung song that plays in the back of your mind long after they're gone. You might not cry over Virgos leaving right away. But years later, when memories resurface, you realize that what they gave was rare, a kind of love that steadies you without suffocating. That builds order in chaos without noise. It was not flashy, not wild, but it was firm, reliable, and deeply sincere. Virgo breaks your heart not by destruction, but by leaving a delicate emptiness that feels like a puzzle with missing pieces. Their love was never a storm. It was the calm after the storm. And when they go, they take with them a piece you didn't know you needed until it was gone. Have you ever loved a Virgo who left without a scene but still lingers in your thoughts like a soft shadow? Share your story with us in the comments, because at Horoscope Reads, every feeling deserves a voice. 11. Taurus, the one who ends things with clarity. Leaving no room for doubt, Taurus loves with a quiet strength, steady and unwavering, like the earth beneath your feet. Their love is not loud or flashy. It is patient, rooted, and built to last. When they commit, they give you a sanctuary, a place where you can breathe, trust, and simply be. But once Taurus decides it's time to leave, there is no turning back. Their goodbye is clear, firm, and final. They do not linger in uncertainty or leave doors ajar. They close chapters with a resolute heart, even if it breaks yours in the process. To be loved by Taurus is to feel anchored, protected, and cherished in ways that words rarely capture. Their affection is woven through daily acts: cooking your favorite meal, standing silently by your side, defending you without a word. They build love through constancy and dependability, showing up even when the world falls apart. But that very steadfastness makes their departure feel like losing a part of your foundation. When Taurus walks away, it is often because their trust was fractured, or their heart grew weary of being taken for granted. It is not pride that drives them away but a deep quiet sadness, a realization that sometimes love alone is not enough to keep the roots alive, and unlike others who might plead or fight to stay, Taurus leaves with dignity, refusing to settle for less than they deserve. Their exit may feel like ripping out a deeply embedded root, slow, painful, and leaving behind a scar that takes time to heal. You may try to fill the void with new loves or distractions, but the space Taurus occupied was unique, irreplaceable. Their love was a rare gift, simple yet profound, and forgetting it is like trying to erase the imprint of a steady heartbeat from your soul. Have you ever had a Taurus who left without a fight but whose absence echoed louder than any argument? Tell us your story below. At Horoscope Reads, every goodbye matters and every heartache deserves to be heard. 10. Libra, the one who tries everything before finally letting go. Libra enters your world like a breath of harmony, graceful and balanced. Their love feels like a delicate dance, effortless and full of charm. Being with Libra is like floating on a cloud of calm, no harsh words, no sudden storms, just a gentle rhythm of give and take. They seek peace above all else, avoiding conflict like a shadow fleeing the light. Their heart is generous, but also cautious, forever weighing choices, searching for fairness in every moment. Loving a Libra means being wrapped in elegance and understanding, feeling seen and valued through soft smiles and thoughtful gestures. But this pursuit of balance comes with a price. Libra often hides their own pain to maintain the peace. They smooth over cracks in the relationship, avoiding the messy confrontations that might rock their carefully built equilibrium. This means sometimes they give more than they should, sacrificing their own needs to keep love alive. When Libra finally lets go, it is after countless attempts to fix, to forgive, to find a middle ground. Their departure is quiet but heavy, leaving behind a void filled with unanswered questions. They don't walk away with fury or blame, they leave with a weary heart, knowing they tried their best but love alone wasn't enough to bridge the gap. Remembering Libra is like recalling a beautiful melody that once played softly in the background, comforting but never the main theme. Their love was sincere, but perhaps too gentle to leave a lasting burn on the soul. You may miss the peace they brought, the way they made everything seem less complicated, but deep down you know that their love, while lovely, never fully transformed you. Have you ever loved a Libra who stayed too long for your sake and left too soon for their own? Share your experience in the comments. Here at Horoscope Reads, every love story, flawed or flawless, has its place. Point 9. Capricorn, the one whose coldness leaves you alone without a word. Capricorn arrives in your life like a mountain, steady, imposing, and unyielding. Their love is not adorned with grand gestures or endless declarations. Instead, it is built on responsibility, duty, and a silent promise to protect. To love a Capricorn is to stand beside someone who carries the weight of the world but hides their vulnerability beneath a hard exterior. Their heart is guarded, a fortress where few are truly allowed inside. Capricorn's affection is measured and cautious, often expressed more through actions than words. They show their love by building a future, by working tirelessly to create stability and security for those they care about. But their emotional reserve can feel like a wall, cold and impenetrable, leaving you longing for warmth and openness that never fully arrives. Loving a Capricorn can sometimes feel like chasing shadows, knowing they care deeply but never quite feeling it fully. When Capricorn decides to leave, they don't make a scene. There are no tears, no dramatic goodbyes, just a quiet closing of a door. Their cold departure can leave you feeling abandoned in silence, confused by the lack of explanation or closure. It's not cruelty but self-preservation. Capricorn protects their dignity above all, even if it means breaking your heart without warning. Their absence is a ghost in your life, a presence that lingers not through memories of passion but through the emptiness of what was never fully given. Capricorn teaches you that love can be duty, can be sacrifice, but also that it can be lonely and isolating when the heart stays locked away. You may find yourself replaying moments, searching for signs you missed, wondering if they ever truly cared or if they were always destined to leave. Have you ever been left standing in the cold silence of a Capricorn's goodbye? Share your story below. At Horoscope Reads, we believe every heartbreak deserves to be felt and every story deserves to be told. 8. Cancer, the one who breaks first, then leaves you shattered. Cancer loves with a depth few can fathom, a soul wrapped in layers of tenderness and fierce protection. To love a Cancer is to enter a sanctuary where emotions flow like tides. Sometimes overwhelming but always real. They carry the weight of their feelings silently, choosing to nurture and shield before revealing their own wounds. Their heart is a fragile vessel, easily bruised but endlessly devoted. When Cancer loves, they give all, sometimes too much, pouring their care into every gesture, every look, every whispered word. They become your refuge, the home you didn't know you needed. But this devotion can be a double-edged sword. When hurt or betrayed, Cancer withdraws into their shell, shutting out the world to protect what remains of their heart. Cancer breaks first, often in silence, carrying the pain alone until it becomes unbearable. Unlike others who confront or shout, Cancer leaves quietly, their absence felt in the void of warmth they once filled. They retreat not out of indifference but out of self-preservation, unable to stay in a place where their love isn't reciprocated or cherished. Their departure shatters the fragile security they built around you, leaving you to grapple with the loss of a love that was both gentle and intense. Forgetting Cancer is like trying to forget the comfort of a familiar embrace, impossible because it touched your soul so deeply. Their love lingers like a soft ache, a bittersweet reminder of what was and what could have been. Have you ever loved a Cancer who cared so deeply that their leaving felt like losing a part of yourself? Share your story with us in the comments below. At Horoscope Reads, every heartache is a journey, and every story matters. 7. Sagittarius loves freely, but when they leave, they never look back. Sagittarius enters your life like a burst of wild wind, laughing, glowing, impossible to pin down. They make everything feel lighter, brighter, more alive. With them, the world becomes an open road, every day an adventure waiting to be written. Their love is spontaneous, thrilling, unfiltered. They don't hold back when they want you. They dive in with fire in their eyes and a hunger for the now. Being loved by a Sagittarius is like dancing in a thunderstorm, exhilarating, electric, and entirely unpredictable. They tell you they need freedom, but what they don't say is that freedom always comes first. Even when they love you deeply, there's a part of them always chasing the next horizon. They pull you close and make you feel like you're the only one in the universe until suddenly, they're gone. When Sagittarius leaves, they don't do it slowly or gently. They vanish. No dramatic speech, no slow fade, just absence. You're left wondering if they ever meant all those words, those kisses, those dreams of a shared future. But the truth is they did. They loved you with sincerity, but their soul was never built to stay still. Stability suffocates them. Predictability feels like a cage, and you, if you needed them to stay, you became the very thing they feared. Forgetting Sagittarius is harder than it seems. Not because they left wounds, but because they left warmth. You missed the way they made life taste sweeter, laugh louder, feel more infinite. You missed the spontaneity, the reckless hope, the belief that anything was possible. But above all, you missed the way they made you forget to be afraid of living. Did you ever love a Sagittarius who set your heart on fire, only to vanish when you thought they'd finally stay? Tell us your story in the comments, because here at Horoscope Reads, even the loves that ran wild deserve to be remembered. 6. Aries breaks up without thinking, then regrets it when it's too late. Aries doesn't fall in love quietly. They crash into your life like a wildfire, bold, loud, undeniable. Their passion is raw, their presence overwhelming, and when they want you, there's no question about it. They make you feel wanted, alive, like you're standing in the center of something powerful and real. With Aries, everything is immediate, every kiss, every promise, every fight. There's no in-between. Loving an Aries is intoxicating. They charge at love like a battlefield, hearts blazing, intentions clear. They don't overthink, they just do. And in that impulsive love, you feel something you didn't know you were missing: urgency, desire, intensity. But passion, when can scorch everything it touches. Aries doesn't always know how to manage their fire. They love hard, but they break hard too. When things go wrong, Aries reacts. Not with quiet reflection, but with explosions. Words fly. Decisions are made in the heat of the moment. Doors are slammed shut before either of you has time to breathe. And just like that, they're gone. Not because they stopped loving you, but because they couldn't handle the storm within them. Their exit is impulsive, almost reckless. They'll leave you confused, shocked, aching, and they'll leave themselves wondering what just happened. But here's the hardest part. Aries often regrets it. Days, weeks, months later, they'll look back and feel the weight of what they lost. Maybe they'll try to come back, or maybe they won't, but the regret burns quietly inside them. And for you, the one left behind, the hardest part is knowing it wasn't the absence of love that ended it, but the absence of control. Have you ever been loved recklessly by an Aries so intensely it felt like flying, only to be dropped mid-air, without warning? Share your experience below. At Horoscope Reads, we believe even the loves that ended in flames deserve to be remembered. 5. Aquarius disappears without explaining, and leaves you questioning everything. Aquarius doesn't fall in love the way others do. They orbit you first, watching, learning, analyzing. They approach love like a puzzle to solve, a concept to understand, not a sensation to surrender to. And when they finally let you in, it feels like discovering a secret world. With Aquarius, every conversation opens new doors, every idea shared feels like intimacy, and every stolen glance carries a quiet promise of something deeper. But they never quite belong to you. There is always a part of them that remains distant, unreachable, untouchable. You tell yourself it's just who they are: independent, free-spirited, emotionally reserved. You convince yourself that their silence is comfort, that their detachment is balance. Until one day, they're gone, no explanation, no warning, just space. A sudden emptiness where their presence used to be. Aquarius doesn't do messy endings, they vanish with precision, like pulling the cord from an old lamp. One day they're illuminating your world. The next, everything is dark. You scroll through old messages, reread the conversations, and ask yourself 1,000 questions they'll never answer. Were they ever really yours? Did they ever truly feel what you did? The truth is, they probably did, but Aquarius loves with caution, and when emotions get too tangled, they retreat. They don't know how to process what overwhelms them. So they disappear, not out of cruelty, but out of fear. Fear of losing themselves, fear of drowning in emotion, fear of being consumed by a love they can't control. Forgetting an Aquarius isn't about letting go of memories. It's about trying to understand someone who never fully let you in. And that's what hurts the most, not the absence of love, but the absence of closure. The ghost of what if lingers longer than the warmth they once gave. Did you ever love an Aquarius who vanished just when you thought they were finally opening up? Tell us your story below. At Horoscope reads, even the quietest heartbreaks deserve to be heard. 4. Gemini, one day they love you. The next they don single quotes. Loving a Gemini is like falling in love with the wind. It touches you, moves you, changes you, but never stays still. From the beginning, they charm you with their words, their wit, their endless curiosity about who you are. They make you laugh when you least expect it, think about things in ways you never have, and feel like you've finally found someone who truly gets you. With Gemini, every day feels like a new beginning, but then something shifts. One day, they look at you like you're the center of their universe. The next, like you're just another star in the sky. It's not cruel, just how they're wired. Gemini lives in motion, in contradiction, in duality. They crave stimulation, and when things feel too still, too heavy, too real, they float. They don't always know how to stay when the emotions get messy. They want love, but they fear its gravity. Being with a Gemini means living in the in-between, between joy and confusion, between connection and distance, between hope and doubt. They'll tell you you're everything one night, and by morning, you'll be wondering if they meant it. And yet, you'll hold on because when Gemini loves, they do so with brilliance. It's fast, it's bright, and it makes you feel 3. Pisces promises you paradise, then leaves you in silence. Pisces doesn't just enter your life, they drift into it like a dream. Soft-spoken, soulful, and full of wonder. They look at you as if you're art, as if you were written in the stars just for them. With Pisces, love feels like a lullaby. They romanticize every detail, your flaws, your laughter, your quiet pain. They don't just love you, they feel you, deeply, entirely, as if your soul was somehow fused with theirs. From another life, you fall fast because Pisces doesn't hold back. They wrap you in warmth, whisper beautiful futures, and paint pictures of a life filled with emotional depth, gentle touches, and eternal tenderness. You believe them. How could you not? Their words are poetry. Their gaze is a promise. Their love is like a sanctuary that shields you from the world's cruelty. But dreams, no matter how sweet, are fragile. As reality begins to press in, Pisces starts to fade. They retreat not with shouts, not with anger, but with absence. The long silences, the missed calls, the way their eyes stop meeting yours like they used to. They're still kind, still soft, but suddenly they're distant, vague, unreachable. You ask what's wrong, and they say nothing with a tired smile. But inside, they're already gone, drowning in their own doubts, fears, and the unbearable weight of having promised more than they knew how to give. Pisces doesn't leave with a storm. They vanish like mist at sunrise, gently, slowly, until one day you realize they're not there anymore, and you're left standing in a world they helped you build, one that feels hollow now without their voice echoing through it. The worst part, they meant every word, every promise, every look, but their heart was too fragile to carry the forever they spoke of. And now, the silence they leave behind hurts more than betrayal because it wasn't malice, it was fear. Have you ever loved a Pisces who showed you heaven, then disappeared into the fog? Share it in the comments. At Horoscope reads, even the quietest endings deserve to be remembered. 2. Leo loves you so much he makes you believe it will last forever. When Leo loves you, it's impossible not to feel it. Their love is loud, luminous, and larger than life. They don't just say you matter, they show it with pride. You become the center of their universe, the muse of their stories, the person they want to show off to the world. With Leo, love feels royal, dramatic in the best way, like you're part of something epic. Something written in fire and gold. Leo will lift you, protect you, make you feel like there's no safer place on earth than in their arms. They celebrate you. They make you feel seen, desired, chosen. When they promise forever, you believe them because they say it with such certainty, such passion, such conviction that you can't imagine a world where that love ever fades. But it does, because when Leo stops feeling adored, When they sense they've become just another character in your story and not the lead role, they begin to pull away. At first, it's subtle. They're still there, still warm, but there's a flicker in their eyes that wasn't there before. And slowly, the sun they once shone over you begins to set. Not because they stopped loving you, but because something inside them stopped feeling loved. Leo gives immensely, but their heart needs to be mirrored, echoed, worshipped, and when they no longer feel like they're your everything, the emptiness inside them grows too loud to ignore. They retreat, not in silence, but in silence after the thunder, and suddenly, you realize you're no longer their chosen one. The pedestal they built for you now stands empty. The crown they placed on your heart now feels heavy, useless, undeserved, and yet, you still search for them in every crowded room. You still chase their laughter in strangers' smiles. You still ache for the warmth only they knew how to give. Because loving a Leo wasn't just a relationship, it was a transformation. It changed the way you see yourself. And losing them feels like losing your light. Did you once feel like the center of a Leo's world, only to be left in the shadows? When the fire dimmed, tell us in the comments. At Horoscope Reads, every heartbreak deserves its crown of truth. 1. Scorpio, it penetrates your soul. And if it leaves you empty. You don't meet a Scorpio. You collide with them. Like a storm swallowing the sky, their presence takes over everything you are. They don't love halfway, and they don't step gently into your life. They find the cracks you hide, the secrets you buried, the darkness you never dared to name. And instead of running, they enter. Slowly, deeply, completely. With Scorpio, love isn't sweet, it's sacred. It's raw, consuming, and alive. They don't just touch your heart, they brand your soul. Their intensity is magnetic, terrifying, irresistible. They'll look at you and see things no one else has seen. Love you in ways that make you feel both powerful and powerless. And when they love, they claim not with chains, but with depth. They whisper truths into your wounds. They wrap you in obsession disguised as devotion. And you, caught in the gravity of their gaze, mistake that gravity for safety. But here's the truth no one tells you. When a Scorpio walks away, they don't take just themselves, they take you with them. It doesn't happen overnight. First, there's distance, coldness, questions that go unanswered. The warmth that once protected you now feels like frost. And one day, you wake up and realize they've already let go, but in true Scorpio fashion. They never said a word, they just disappeared, leaving behind a silence so sharp it cuts deeper than any goodbye ever could. And yet, you can't hate them, because you still feel them, in your bones, in your breath, in the way no one else is ever quite enough. They haunt you not as a villain, but as a ghost of something real, something sacred, something you know you'll never experience again. Scorpio leaves behind a void. 1. No new love, no distraction, no time can quite fill. Because when they love you with a hunger that transforms. But when they leave, they take that fire with them, and all you're left with is the ashes of who you were when you were theirs. Have you ever loved a Scorpio and felt the world fall apart the moment they vanished? Tell us in the comments. At Horoscope Reads, we believe every scar has a story and yours deserves to be heard. If this video echoed something inside you, leave a like, subscribe to Horoscope Reads, and ring the bell for more truths that speak straight to your soul. Let us know which sign broke your heart the most or which one you'll never forget. Until next time, lovers of the stars. Keep searching, keep feeling, and keep believing.